Your New England Patriots, it's very exciting, have signed Rhamondre Stevenson, and people are saying that why they do it. He's a running back. It's a 4-year, $36 million extension. I've heard Andrew Callahan say, why not? They have all this money. Also, they can get out of it at a certain point. Your feelings on Rhamondre Stevenson in the signing?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, it's one of those things where running backs have become so devalued that they almost become a value, you know? Like, if you look at, like, what Christian McCaffrey's making, right? Now, he got a bump, but his contract was $16 million per year. All right, so think about how much he affects the 49ers, right? And I'm going to pull up the receivers right now who are making that much. You're talking about, like, when you get to that level of receiver, right, like that's making $16 million a year. Tyler Lockett, Jerry Jeudy, Christian Kirk, Cortland Sutton. I mean, who would you rather have? You know?
Yeah.
So then let's go down to what Rhamondre Stevens is making, right? He's got the same contract. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to make that on his rookie contract, right? Juju is making $9 million a year.
Please stop. I mean, that's just embarrassing.
I mean, Adam Thielen on his last legs is making that much. Mike Williams is making a little bit more than that with the Jets on a make-good deal. Brandon Cooks is, again, like the very back end of his career with the Cowboys is making that much. So, you know, I think the question becomes, like, what are we actually talking about here? There's the philosophical part of it, which is, like, don't pay a running back, which I get that because they are replaceable. But when a guy's really important to who you are and your identity and what you're trying to build and the locker room and everything else, it's hard for me to get upset about $9 million a year.
Is there and also, like, say maybe this isn't the best investment in money, but they had the money. Isn't there, or is there, I should say, something to be said for, look, the team did this kind of business for so long, they didn't retain people. We're sending a message. Yeah. Building a culture and sending a message to players around the league that we take care of our guys.
Yep. Now, here's the problem. The problem is Devon Godchow wants to be paid like he's like a premier defensive tackle. How do you handle that when you've taken care of a lot of his teammates? Matthew Judon, who I still don't think is going to play on the contract that he's on right now.
I wouldn't pay him.
How do you take care of Matthew Judon?
Trade him.
Well, think about this, right? Like, so Matthew Judon, you got him in it. I think it was $14 million per year. Nick Bosa is making $34 million at the same position. Now,
how much older is Judon, though?
Right, and Judon's
Bosa's like 24,
and Judon's not close to. I mean, Nick Bosa's one of probably.
Judon's going to be 32. There's a big difference there.
But if you're Matthew Judon, now put yourself in his shoes, right? If we're not just talking about him as a commodity, if you're him. How would you look at that? You look at it like, well, they just got me under market for the last 3 years. I only have so much time to make money, so I got to really push it now, you know? So, like, it's a tricky thing. Like, I applaud them taking care of people and rewarding the guys who've done the right things. You know, I do wonder a little bit about what sort of effect this is going to have when we get to the summer with some of the guys who are looking for contracts.
But doesn't it kind of lessen the blow, though, for guys that are looking for contracts where you've been like, all right, well, we didn't sign Godchow, but we did sign
it helps. No. It helps from an overall standpoint, but as far as just getting those individual players in and locked in and all of that.
Well, wouldn't you trade Judon if you were them? That
Probably,
would be.
Yeah. I he's one of the guys you have that has some value.
Right.
Yes. So I would absolutely look at it. Like, I don't. I mean, I'm with you. I like his age. Like, I love him as a player. I love him as a guy. I think he's been, one of the best signings they've ever had here, right? Like, but
how many 30-year-old, approaching mid-30-year-old pass rushers are making a lot of money in the NFL?
Not a lot, but those guys do last. Like, those guys can now, what ends up happening is they turn more into specialists, like when they get older, you know. But like, Justin Houston is still kicking around. Yeah. Yannick Ngakwe's been around forever. Jadeveon Clowney. Like, there are a lot of guys that you hear about them this time of year. They're still free agents. You know what I mean? Like, and then they wind up latching on with somebody. So,
but the thing is, the Patriots don't need them. Like the Patriots don't need him. He's not any use to them. He's 32, and they're not going to be any good this year. Go get an asset that will help you when you're going to be good.
And I would agree with that. Like if Judon is set on like you got to pay me over 20 a year, look, like I know you scoff at that, right?
Yes,
but if you're him, again, put yourself in his shoes.
Yeah, if I'm the Patriots,
and you look at it and you say, well, Bosa got 34, so shouldn't I be worth 20? Like that's probably the way I would think about it if I were him. So, but he's coming off of an injury, which obviously affects things, and his age is an issue. And I don't think he could find somebody else to pay him that. But if you're him, I would 100% understand why you would shoot for that based on the way he's played and everything he's given here.
If you like that clip, and how could you not? Check out more videos from Toucher and Hardy here. Point slightly up and to the left. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. Point slightly down and to the left. And for the latest from the Sports Hub, download at 985thesportshub.com.